Buying local foods is popular with everyone, but it can be a challenge for school systems. Institutional buyers need a consistent supply of food products every single day of the school year. Fortunately, farmers in many Virginia communities are working to expand their growing seasons and ramp up production so they can be part of their local school's food chain.
Virginia runs a statewide program for Farm to School, but King George had never participated until this year when finally the pieces just kind of fell into place. We found a local chef, Chef Larry Clark from King George, and the products were purchased locally from our farmers at the farmers market, and we visited each school to do a local lunch for the kids.
The King George Farmers Market's held every Saturday at the King George Elementary School parking lot, so it was an easy step for everyone to link up for Virginia's annual Farm to School Week celebration last November.
I went to the farmers market every Saturday, and I always thought how awesome it would be if we would just purchase our produce from here, because we would know where it was coming from. A lot of the farmers got involved. Some of them, one of them, C&T, actually donated all the produce which we used at 3 schools. And it was just awesome. And we got a chef who donated his time, and we set everything up out in the cafeteria.
It was well received by the kids, even well received by the staff. I mean, the kids really enjoyed it because of the different types of vegetables that were served and the various ways it was being prepared. So they really got a kick out of it.
Going forward, King George County cafeterias have also been incorporating as much local produce as possible in other meals and in the salad bar at the high school. King George will be buying as much locally sourced produce as possible next year, and the county's working with growers to keep local foods on the menu as long as the season allows.
Although I just stopped probably 2 weeks ago on actually getting produce, one of the farmers was still growing cabbage and broccoli, so I pretty much cabbage and broccoli them out, but every school said that every day that we had it on the menu, they sold it all. So the kids know the difference in frozen or canned as opposed to the fresh.
Padovan and her husband have been involved in the quickly expanding local foods movement since 2005, and the farmers market is entering its 5th season. She says some farmers are already taking steps to extend their growing seasons.
Some of our growers have greenhouses, and they're able to extend their seasons that way. So things like cabbages, broccolis, cauliflowers, they last right straight through the winter. Green onions and so on. And also all of the greens, kale and spinach and those kinds of things. So we can really grow quite a variety of food here in our region. And as time goes on, I'm sure we'll figure out more ways to grow more things too.
King George County school officials are like many in Virginia who are taking steps to introduce as many local food sources as possible. To learn more about the local foods movement in schools, go to the Virginia Department of Agriculture website and enter Farm to School into the search window. In King George County, Virginia, I'm Norm Hyde.